I think that anybody who says that they don't like being interviewed is probably being a bit disingenuous, because I think that, well, actually my missus hates it, but I think most people love nothing more than being asked about themselves and expanding on how unbelievably enlightened and interesting they are. It's just a human trait. You love talking about yourself. So I think that, and it's easier. It's great to be interviewed because you don't have to prep, and all the pressure is on you, James. No pressure on me. So I kind of love being interviewed, and I do like interviewing as well. I fell into it. I remember doing my first few interviews, proper ones, about 13, 14 years ago, when I used to work at this place called XFM. And I had a producer called Mick Meadows, who's still a good friend of mine. And he kind of, he's quite conventional. He was trying to ram certain rules into me, you know, always ask open questions. Always ask a question that doesn't have a yes or no answer. And I was like, I was quite terrified of displeasing him, so I used to do that. But as time's gone on, of course, my interview style, in inverted commas, has just become all the things that he said don't do, really. Because the only thing that I've got in the locker is, if I do say so myself, charm. People warm to the Keaveny interview technique, because it's just a chat, so they don't feel interviewed. That's the only thing that I've got. It does mean that I'm technically not very good at an interview, because I don't draw out information particularly. I don't tease out things that But my friend Matt, who I do the show with, he's a consummate interviewer, and so if he's interviewing somebody like Michael Stipe, or somebody like that, or Paddy Smith, he'll have a journalistic eye on what would be a good thing to tease out of them, but then we could use that as a sort of bit of not clickbait, but get people interested. Paddy Smith said that she always thought that Robert Mapplethorpe was a terrible photographer, or something. He's really good at getting bits whereas I just don't think about it. I don't have any process at all. I just talk.
Does that ever get you into tough spots though in interviews if you've not do you prep then?
I do know that, to be fair to myself, I was just about to correct myself there, because I do prep. In fact I do quite a lot of prep. But what I find that I do, I don't know what you do, because I can see a bit of your prep there. I especially if it's somebody quite significant, I will watch things. I'll remind myself of their, I'll read interviews that they've done, old ones, new ones. So I've got a lot on the hard drive of my old noggin. But then, and I write a lot of questions down, but I very rarely then reference those questions, because I feel I need to. The weird thing, I just feel like I have to maintain eye contact all the time, or I'll still think I'm not listening. And so that means I just hardly ever look at my questions. And consequently, I have missed some pearlers over the years, so I can't remember the specifics, but I've definitely come out of interviews with people and gone, I forgot to ask the big question. So I need a bit of practice. I've only been doing it about 13 years. I need another 13 years, I should be all right at it.
Because I tried last week, I made much more extensive notes, and the notes were they were sort of a lot longer.
Well, there's a lot more to talk about with a musician like Jay Wilgoose. With me, I just talk bollocks on the radio. There's not much to go at. Well,
I think I tried to. I don't know. I found quite a lot. I digged.
Can't wait.
I think I wrote a load of questions, like you said. I wrote specific questions, and I wrote specifically the way I was going to word them. But when it came to actually doing the interview, I was sort of tied. I felt a bit tied to them. So I thought maybe if I'm more
fluid,
nimble
with the situation, that's exactly right. I think that what it is understanding that your prep is your security blanket that is the thing you fall back on. And if you can have if you can open a conversation with somebody and get them on side, then they start opening up like a flower, And then you don't have to worry, because that's what a conversation is, isn't it? We don't sit there chatting to our mums and go, I think the next inquiry will be about what's for tea, which would be sexist anyway. You should be making your own tea. But, you know, so once that conversation's rolling, you don't really need your notes that much. And then they're there if you do mess up.